happens when you're on the road and
Live
you're trying
television.
to do something like that. So Molly is with Christel Construction. Molly, start us off by telling us a little bit about the company.
So Christel Construction is a general contractor, construction management, design build firm here in Fort Myers. We do vertical and horizontal construction, so buildings and roadways. We've been around since 1989, and we do, like I said, horizontal, vertical, office, industrial, historic, multifamily, senior living, you name it.
And this project was supposed to be 12 years. You got it done in 7. I know there were some people out there that felt like it took forever, but
originally how the funding went with the county was going to be, the funding cycle was going to bust it out to 12 years. And we determined that working with the designer and doing the build and the design kind of at the same time, that we could cut it down to 6 years and get us out of here faster. And the funding cycle, worked out well, and the county was real happy with that.
And part of what people I don't think really understand is there were so many different organizations involved. You guys, there was the county, there was the city, there was the
so we
side
worked
streets.
directly for the county on the roadway. So what we did was the landscaping, the sidewalks, the roadway, the underground utilities, the storm drain, and the wastewater. Another contractor, Mitchell and Stark, worked for the town doing the water line, and they worked in front of us, and we worked kind of behind them for each segment. On top of which, we had Comcast, Tico Gas, CenturyLink, FPL doing moving the poles, doing the fiber optics, underground, all that. So we had to work in conjunction with all those contractors to make this an orchestrated effort, smoothly running down Estero.
And you had we have not only the pavement in the street, we have sidewalks, we have bike lanes, and it's hard
we have sharrows, we have bike lanes, we have 9-foot sidewalks on each side, bay and beach. The pavers in the middle, that turn lane, that's the center drainage system. And then where the right-of-way gets wider down this way in segment 5, we've got the, bus lanes and things like that. What people don't understand is we started in segment 1, that right-of-way was only 50 feet from side to side. So we were working in a 50-foot right-of-way, and that's where the sharrows come in. And then when it gets a little wider, the bike lanes start and the bus lanes are in there and whatnot. We had more room.
And how is the drainage situation with the pavers? How is that working out?
Well, I mean, segment 1 was our first test of it. In segment 2, we kind of made some design changes and then chugged on down the road with those design changes, and it works out beautifully.
Great. Well, we appreciate you coming on. Thank you for doing it twice, and then great job. Anita, former mayor, is on watching. She said you guys did a great job, so thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
All right, thank you, Molly from Christel Construction. And what's going on here, folks, is I'm going to turn it around now that we have everything rolling so that you can see the crowd. I know the last thing you want to see is looking at me. We have a huge crowd here. Right there, you see the town manager, Roger Hernstedt, loves to be on our camera, standing right next to Jackie from the Chamber of Commerce. I don't know if, Steve, if you might be able to grab Ray Sandelli. Oh, he's getting up there. They're getting ready to speak up at the microphone. We're tapped into their microphone. They're getting ready to start. Steve Duella was with us. And Steve, I'm going to give you the mic because I know you live on the beach. We live out in Gateway, and you travel the road regularly, and you've crashed on the road too. It's nice to see that you're okay.
Yeah, I did.
On your scooter. But what are your thoughts on the road now that it's pretty much completed?
It's awesome to see it get completed and it's all done. For decades we've ridden bikes, we've walked on Estero Boulevard with not even a full sidewalk on one side of the road. So to have 2 full wide sidewalks up and down Estero, all the way from Bowdish Point all the way down to the South Bridge, is nothing short of awesome and very much appreciated. It's sure made things better for the people that live on the island and the people that are visiting here.
All the big wigs are here. You can see on the camera Jim Adderholt, town councilman, Roger Desjardins, the county manager, Ray Murphy is up at the podium, the mayor of Fort Myers Beach, Ray Sandelli, the representative for the county for Fort Myers Beach, Cecil Pendergrass, also county rep, Brian Hammond. He must have just snuck in. Brian Hammond's up there as well. And I'm sure some of the folks from the construction companies will be here milling around. Fire chief is here, Ron Martin, and we are getting ready to hear the speeches. I'm sure Ray's going to start it off. Betsy Clayton is the PR specialist for Lee County. She helped set all of this up for us. And once again, we're broadcasting live from the Estero Boulevard ribbon cutting ceremony at Charlie's Boathouse. And Charlie's Boathouse made some news recently with their outdoor dining, and we're hoping to have a story for you on what they're doing. Ray Sandelli is at the microphone now.
Well, good morning, everyone. Another magnificent day here on Fort Myers Beach. We are truly blessed. And I think I'm dressed wrong for the day. I thought about maybe coming down a little less casual, but I have to go to Orlando. So I'm going from heaven to hell after this and stuff like that. So anyhow, I want to thank everybody truly for being here this morning, for attending this much anticipated event. We're here to celebrate, obviously, the completion of Estero Boulevard, the improvement project. I'd like to take a moment to recognize a few that were involved in this project for a long time. I got my fellow commissioners here, Cecil Pendergrass and Brian Hammond. Unfortunately, Frank Mann and Kevin Rowan cannot make it, but certainly send the regards. I want to offer a special welcome to Paula Keiker. Paula championed this project along with her former husband, Larry, who passed and was my predecessor. In between what I've heard about the good things with Larry and what Paul was able to pass on, I thank you very much. And it's been very helpful to my wife and myself. Want to, Roger DeLeger, our county manager, who tries to keep us all on track every day, which is not an easy task. I have the Honorable Mayor of Fort Myers Beach. Where'd he go? Ray Murphy. My new son-in-law, his name is Kelly. And so I called the mayor and said, how do you, I'm this Irish-Italian thing. He said, I'll send you the notes. And so anyhow.
A lot of them, right, too.
I also want to mention the Fort Myers Beach Town Council, Rexanne, Dan Allers, Jim Adderhall, Bill Leveach. Bill's just got back from skiing, so we're taking some notes on that. And very much enjoy working with all of them and with the mayor. And the mayor will speak a little bit later. Unfortunately, the sheriff, Carmen Marcino, who takes care of us every day, couldn't be here. We got Captain Jim Labor and Lieutenant Mark Benville. So, Sheriff. I got a note from former Mayor Anita Saracita yesterday. She wanted to be here. She's going through some tests for, I think, knee surgery. So if she limps in here, let me know, but I don't anticipate seeing her. We also had representatives from Rick Scott's office, Congressman Byron Donald's office, and Ray Rodriguez's office. I haven't seen them yet, but if they're here, they're welcome to say hello. And I think this is emblematic of the interest we've seen in Southwest Florida, and certainly in this project here. One of my favorite people at the beach is Jackie Lezak, wherever Jackie is and stuff like this. I always talk to her as the heart of the beach. I thought I could run pretty hard, but I can't keep up with Jackie. So if there's, we also have our fire chief, Ron Martin. Ron's not too hard to spot, you know. Between Ron and Cecil, man, I'm running behind the big offensive line and stuff like that. Board Chair Larry Wood. Larry is here. Larry, how are you? And Fire Commissioner Jim Nickel, stuff like that. To all our first responders, thank you very much for what you do every day for all of us. It's much appreciated. So let me briefly take you through the task that that this ended up in. This project was actually slated for 10 years. It was done in 7, and probably not fast enough, but it was a priority for the county. Good cooperation, you know, certainly with Fort Myers Beach and the town council and everything, and great contractors, and it got done early. I got a call one day and they said, Commissioner, the road looks great, but we have a problem now. I go, well, what's the problem now? People are going too fast. I said, well, that I can't control, but I want to encourage everybody. It is a great road. Be careful out there because we've got a lot more activity. This was a really formidable undertaking. Our main road, as you all know, and it's very confined. My son actually works in Colorado and builds infrastructure. When I saw this for the first time, I thought this is really complicated, especially with residences on both sides and contractors and everything. So it was, it was a project, a quality of life project for our residents, for our hotels and businesses, and certainly for our many visitors. Structurally, it required a new and efficient drainage system. I spoke at Nevers Nelly's one day, the day before it rained hard. And I thought, if I go down there and I'm up to my knees in water, this is not going to go well. But fortunately, it was dry, and it showed that the team could really deliver on this. Sidewalks. I saw Jim Adderall's place. I walk down here. How nice to have sidewalks on both sides. 11 miles, and of sidewalks and stuff. So be careful, be courteous to one another, whether it's people walking, whether it's biking, so on and so forth. We've got turn lanes on much of the corridor. Safety improvements. We've got a little bit of work to do there, but it's getting closer to where we want to see the end game. Lead-Tran, they are so important to moving people down here in this confined space, and doing a great job of how we move things around, how we move people safely. And I want to thank Lead-Tran and their staff. I have a connection there because, well, I'm not going to go there. My assistant, her husband is the guy with Lead-Tran. So keep that in mind. I try to ride my bike almost every morning, and it means a lot to me. I saw an article this morning where somebody's driving through all 50 states, and I thought that's pretty aggressive. And he said he's lost 30 pounds already. I thought, well, maybe I should try that, And he said, all you have to do is get on the bike, ride for 8 hours a day, and you can do the same thing. I thought, well, that's probably not going to happen. So it is what it is. But it's such an important part of the quality of life here, whether you're walking, whether you're on a bike. Just please, again, be safe. We've got some turn lanes that will help. So in bringing all that together, so it's nothing that time, patience, expertise, and $80 million can deliver. So thanks to everybody. The second biggest guy in the crowd here is my fellow commissioner, Cecil Pendergrass. And Cecil's been with this project, for a long time. I'd like Cecil to come up and say a few words, and then followed by Brian.
Thank you. Good morning, and thanks for being here. Isn't it great to live in Florida, in Lee County, Florida, of any places? Yeah. So I just want to say thank you for all the residents and the business owners for your patience this last 8 years. It's been a long time, but it's been definitely worth it. I'd like to thank all the staff that brought this forward. Our staff worked so hard on. We have our DOT staff. I know Dave Loveman's here from Community Development, Randy Searchy and Rob Price, our DOT staff. Howard Wheeler's here from Christel. Christel, thank you for a great job done here. And like Ray said, this is an amazing job to being down here. It's such a tight area to work in with the residential and the businesses and all the visitors here every year. So thank you for your patience. It's been an unbelievable project. And I just want to say thank you to Fort Myers Beach. Congratulations to the town of Fort Myers Beach. Mayor, great work with you and your council.
Brian?
Well, good morning, Fort Myers Beach. Isn't it a great morning to be at the beach? There really are no bad mornings out here, though, are there? I'm Brian Hammond. I'm a county commissioner from District 4, and I just want to start the same way Commissioner Pendergrass did. Thank you so much to the residents of Fort Myers Beach and the businesses for being patient and working with us through this 7-year process. And I hope what you now see at the end of the day was worth the wait, because I tell you, it was, wasn't it? One only has to look at the drive from the bridge down to this restaurant to see the benefits of this road. Obviously the drainage, which you'll see on a rainy day during the summer, the sidewalks, the bike paths, the fact that people are able to get up and down the beach in what I think is probably the most efficient manner, the bikes and the walking here on Fort Myers Beach, but also do it safely with the cars while they continue to travel and get on their way too. I think this is a tremendous opportunity. And I think the number one person who we've already recognized today, who needs to be recognized again, though, is Commissioner Larry Kiker. I got on the board in October of 2013, and this was the dream of Commissioner Larry Kiker to see this happen. Paula, it's so awesome that you're here today. And I know Larry would be proud. I know he's proud looking down on us today at this. And so this is one of those days where, as a county commissioner, is probably one of the most rewarding days to be in office, to see you all enjoying something that we worked so hard on for 7 years. And I hope there are many more years of enjoyment to come. Thank you all.
And the only other Irishman that I know is the mayor. Mr. Mayor, we'd love to have your thoughts, and thank you for your cooperation, for you, your council, for the neighbors, and please.
Thank you. Thank you. Good morning. Welcome. Not good morning, great morning. It's a great morning on Fort Myers Beach. So I welcome all of you here today, in particular the county commissioners. Gentlemen, thanks for being here. your staff, Roger, all the department heads that have been mentioned already, Randy Searchy and your gang. And of course, I have to reiterate what the commissioners have already said about Larry Kiker. Paula, as you well know, and as we all know down here on the beach, Larry was not a commissioner first. He was a town councilman on Fort Myers Beach and a mayor. So it was Mayor Kiker that was elected to the county commission. And yes, it was his dream to do this boulevard out here and get these repairs made, and he got it done. So he was able to work with the gentleman on the board at the time and get this project through. And here we are today. Here we are today. So again, thank you, Paula. I have to tell you, gentlemen and staff and everybody else, that the road is great. I mean, it not only does the boulevard drain in the summertime now, we have a dry boulevard out there, but it's also a fantastic boulevard for parades. We've had 2 parades here in the past couple of weeks, and it's been a pleasure. It's a nice wide boulevard, lots of room for people on the sides, and we're thoroughly enjoying it so far. So thank you very much. I'd like to thank a few other people here that are gathered this morning. Again, to you, the county commissioners, thank you so much for your cooperation. Our District 3 commissioner, our local commissioner, Ray Sandelli, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. Cecil, the chairman, and of course, Commissioner Brian Hammond. Thank you very much. And to Frank and Kevin who aren't here today. I'd also like to recognize our town council members that are here today. Vice Mayor Rexanne Hassefrost is here. Councilman Bill Veach. Councilman Jim Adderholt. Jim, where are you? You're over here somewhere. There you are, right there. And Councilman Allers couldn't make it this morning. And of course, our town manager, Roger Hernstad, is here, who worked closely with the county on this project all the way through. Not only, it wasn't all county project. We also, the town's portion of it was the stormwater maintenance and drainage and so forth. And that was a very big part of the project as well. I'd like to thank Rob Phelan from the Lee County, who was our man. Where are you, Rob? Rob, you ran a great job. This was Rob Phelan's job, and Rob was dutiful to report to us every month at the town council and give us the status updates. And he was patient with us with the criticisms and so forth, and he got a great job done. Also, in those meetings was Darren Brown. I saw Darren earlier. Darren's here, another one of the contractors who did a fantastic job out here, and we appreciate your efforts, Darren. And of course, I couldn't go on without mentioning Kay Molnar. Kay is here. Kay was our person here that, with her refresh boulevard, anything that went wrong out here, anybody that had a complaint, anybody had a question, she was the clearinghouse for the whole project, and she did a fantastic job. And she also reported us on the council level monthly, and we appreciate all your efforts, Kay. Thanks so much. I couldn't go on this morning without thanking the contractors. You guys are the ones that get it done out here. So I want to thank all of you, general contractors, subcontractors, but in particular, I want to thank the workers, the guys that were out here in these ditches, digging these ditches and laying this pipe and getting down in here in our heat, in our rain, in our cold. I mean, these guys were unbelievable, and they did a fantastic job, and I want to make sure they get recognized. So thank you all very much. Also, while we're thanking these guys, is the flagmen. The flagmen here on this project. They were fantastic. They were fantastic. They kept us safe, and they let us through, and they did it with good humor, and they did a great job. And so if Squeaky is here, he was my friend out there. Is that you back there, Squeak? Hey, no, he's not here. All right. Well, those are my guys out there, and they did a fantastic job. So I thank all of you. And lastly, I want to thank mostly the people of Fort Myers Beach. Ray has already alluded to it, but I just want to say that it was because of your patience. This was a long project. We've never endured anything quite like this before down here on the beach. I've been here a long time. We've never had a project like this before. It was comprehensive. It was long, but you were patient and you hung in there and you waited. And here it is, and we're rejoicing today. So I thank all the people on Fort Myers Beach for their patience and for hanging in there, and now we can enjoy this boulevard that has been provided for us. So thanks so much for your patience. And lastly, I just want to say that I almost feel like this is a graduation ceremony. I should be standing up here handing out master's degrees and PhDs to all the people on Fort Myers Beach that know so much about road projects these days, and could certainly teach a class about it down at FGCU or any other university in the state of Florida. So anyhow, thanks to everybody for coming out, and God bless you all. Thank you.
That's a good one.
Mr. Mayor, thank you very much. I'd like to introduce our County Manager, Roger DeLeger, for his comments, and to have him introduce our DOT Director, Randy Searcy. These guys are invaluable to me, to you in the county, and Roger's got the really cool car over here, by the way.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for being here. Everybody in the crowd who knew Larry Kiker, raise your hand. All right, so you're going to understand what I'm about to tell you. I came to work for Lee County in 2013, but I've been a county manager for a long time. And my first conversation with Commissioner Kiker was, we have to go rebuild down at Fort Myers Beach. And I went, nah, not me, pal.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
So you know how the rest of the conversation went. Larry was a really smart guy, but if you were sitting across the table from one of these conversations, it was a stream of consciousness. I still have notes from those conversations. And they go this way and that way and around and back. Well, finally, Larry, as a force of nature, convinced his colleagues that this project should become a priority, and it was. Paula, I miss Larry. He was a great commissioner and a good friend, but not for him, this project, would not have gotten started. I want to thank the county commission especially. They really hung in with us on this project. In all these years I've been doing this kind of work, this is the most complicated road project I've ever been involved with. When we started down at the very beginning, the road was only 50 feet wide. That's all we had to work in. And when Howard started digging, he didn't know what he was going to find. We found everything but human bones, I think. It was just lots of others. I don't know, maybe he just didn't tell us. No, Howard's going, nope. But Howard and his crew did a great job. Can't thank them enough. But the county commission, they really deserve a special thank you. This is a great group of guys who understand how to create good policy, and they agreed to spend about $80 million on this project. And as you all know, that's not chump change, especially in this economy. So thank you to the commission. I'd like to introduce Randy Searcy, who's our director of the Department of Transportation. And if it weren't for Randy and his guys being on this project, I just, we didn't ever got through it. So, Randy.
Good morning. Thank you for coming. I'd like to thank Commissioner Sandelli and all the commissioners and county administration for the continued support and vision for this and all of our big projects. I'd like to thank the town of Fort Myers Beach for the timely funding and pushing their water line out in front of our jobs so we can keep going. I'd like to thank other utilities that coordinated and adjusted their facilities so we could keep moving. FP&L, CenturyLink, Comcast, TECO, Summit, Crown Castle, and Lee County Utilities. I'd like to thank the design teams, T.Y. Lynn and Jim Molnar on the early phases, Dan Craig with Stantec Cardno on the later phases, Tetra Tech, who designed the water line for the beach, with Brett Mesmer, and V. Lofton and Ryan Bell for Johnson Engineering for the CEI in the job. I'd like to thank Kay Molnar as well for selling Molnar for the public information, and especially the contractor Chris Tell with Howard Wheeler and Bob Koenig and Darren Brown and all their subcontractors. and all the county departments and staff, especially our Rob Phelan, our project manager. Rob Phelan, Darren Brown, V. Lofton, and Kay Molnar were the heart of this project and built it block by block. And again, like others before me, I'd like to thank the residents so much for putting up with the dust and the congestion and the traffic switches and the noise. Can't thank you enough for your patience. Thank you.
And so finally, I just want to, again, a sincere thank you to all the county and town staff, our partners, the Fort Myers Beach community. He never has to have to call me more than once to come down and say, hey, can you come down and take a look at this? It's a joy to be here with all of you today. It's an incredible community. Let's be safe. Let's be welcoming to those who come to visit. And congratulations to all the businesses also down here that, work through all the challenges. It's been a pleasure. So we're going to move over to the ribbon cutting situation here. Bessie will take care of that. So I'd like some of those that we mentioned, if there's enough room, everybody's welcome. And if you don't have a scissors, you can use mine. Thanks, everybody.
Testing 1, 2. All right, everybody. Well, that was the complete ceremony. We're actually trying to get Paula Keiker to come over and do a quick interview with us before we sign off for the day. Paula, the wife of the late Larry Kiker, who had a lot to do with this project here on Estero Boulevard. We're trying to line up an interview with her. I'm sure she's talking to a ton of people. She's here with her 2 or 3 dogs that she has. And Paula and Larry Kiker were mentioned a lot. Larry had a lot to do with getting the project passed. And when he was first, as the mayor mentioned, he was first a town council member and then on to the Lee County Board. And then he passed away, and Ray Sandelli became the county representative in that seat. And this year, Cecil Pendergrass and Brian Hammond are both up for election. So they're all here, obviously, along with Ray Sandelli, who represents Fort Myers Beach. We're going to try and get a couple of people on real quick before we sign off for today. And we'll be back Saturday morning live from Pete's Timeout with episode number 213. But we hope you enjoyed the ribbon cutting ceremony here we're at Charlie's Boathouse, in the parking lot of Charlie's Boathouse on Estero Boulevard. The project that took 7 years. It was supposed to originally have taken 12 years. I'm sure for some people on the beach who had to deal with the traffic during the construction, it felt like it took 12 years, but it took 7 years, and it's basically done. There's some touch-up work to be done before it's completely finished. And then it's on to the bridge. The big Carlos Pass Bridge is the next major project for Lee County here in Fort Myers Beach. The Estero Boulevard project, the reconstruction project, was an $80 million project. That's right, $80 million. And the next question, too, is what's going to happen with the lighting here on Estero Boulevard. But that didn't come up at all today. that's for another day. The mayor was up there speaking. Almost the entire town council was here. Dan Allers is out of town, so we heard that in the crowd was the vice mayor, and also we saw Jim Matterholt before. And who else? Who else is on the council? Oh, Bill Veach is here. And right now we are lucky enough to have Paula Keiker. I am going to turn the camera around, and so everybody can see Paula. We have. I don't know if it matters, but I can't get the mouse to work in the sun. So there's Paula. Paula, how are you doing?
It's bittersweet today, that's for sure, Ed.
So a lot of mentions of Larry and how much work that he put into the project. Why don't you talk about how it felt to hear Larry's name so much today?
Well, you know, he did a lot of great things for Fort Myers Beach and the county. And I was with Cecil on Monday at one of his fundraisers, and I told him, I said, I remember the day when Larry was on council as our vice mayor. The first year they had a joint meeting with the county, and they hadn't had that in a very long time, that relationship. And they put that together along with Terry Stewart. And I remember them at Southwest Florida in one of their big conference rooms. And Larry said, how do we get Estero Boulevard fixed? And Ray Judah at the time said, you need to get on the 5-year CIP. And as green as we all were down here, we're like, what's that?
I still don't know what it is.
It's the Capital Improvement Project.
I see.
And so that was when Larry was vice mayor, and then he served as mayor working with the commission trying to get it funded, and it never got funded. Well, Larry's first meeting at the county commission, he said, I want to get this funded. And, you know, we had Brian and Cecil at the time, and they all felt the same. And, you know, we got the money on the table, and, you know, this was going to be Larry's legacy if he was here with us today. And I just know he's looking down and saying, finally, and what a great project. I mean, this is amazing for Fort Myers Beach.
No
it
doubt.
really is.
No, you can tell that without a doubt, everybody that mentioned Larry's names said if it wasn't for Larry, this we'd probably still have the same road that we did.
Or it'd be a long time coming yet,
Yeah.
but it'd get done. It'd get done.
And we have a nice wide boulevard. We have bike lanes. We have sidewalks. We have drainage that works.
Yes.
And so it's really a nice addition to a growing area.
Timing is definitely on our side on this, that it's getting ready right before we're getting ready to do the South Bridge, the
Right.
North Bridge, the Margaritaville project.
Right.
I think we'll be under construction for a few more years, but it's all beautiful, and you know, safety and the bike paths are just one of the key components that's so great about it.
Well, thank you so much for spending a few minutes with us, and thank you for
Thanks,
everything you've done, and Larry as well. So
Thanks so much.
all
Have a
right.
great
Thank you
day.
very much. Paula Keiker, everybody, wife of the late Larry Kiker, who had so much to do with the Estero Boulevard project. Steve is with us here. And Steve, thank you for all your help today.
Welcome.
It's quite a celebration here, quite an accomplishment after 7 years. And, you know, I didn't originally know that it was supposed to be a 12-year project that turned into a 7-year project. All you heard when you first came down here was, it's taking so long, it's taking so long. And it took less time than it was supposed to.
No, you still hear it today. I mean, if you get on the Facebook or any websites, there's still people that complain about how long it took. But this thing, you know, for those of us who have walked the boulevard and actually looked down into a pit to see what this project entailed, it's amazing it got done in less than 7 years. That if you look down in any one of the holes where they were down working, it was like a bowl of spaghetti down there. They didn't know what they were going to find. They had wires, cables, they had piping, they had everything going every which way. They said things weren't where they were supposed to be. Things that were on the diagram weren't there at all. And so it was a mess. And then I think somebody during the speeches mentioned the flaggers. I think Ray mentioned the flag people, the flagmen. And yeah, they were super helpful, super friendly. Chris Tell did nothing short of an exceptional job.
Well, thank you,
So
Steve. I don't know if
there's
you
a
can.
guest coming
Yes,
up.
I don't know if you can see if the mayor will come on when he's done with the TV stations, but we wanted to see if we can get Ray Sandelli on and talk to us about his district. If you can, I don't know how your back's feeling, Ray, so I don't want to
getting
make
better.
you hurt your back.
I
But
just need to work out with you a little
yeah,
bit.
yeah. I heard you're on the bike and you were talking about biking 50 states. Is that on your agenda? I don't know if you can do that as a county rep. You have too
It
many.
was not me. It was just somebody that I read about this morning on one of the early newscasts. And this gentleman is biking in all 50 states. He's already lost 30 pounds. So
Yeah.
I thought, well, and somebody asked him what it took. He said, just stay on the pedals for 8 hours a day and it'll come off.
Yeah.
So
Well,
that's not going to happen.
So, Ray, you were up there at the beginning, and it's your list of people to thank was long because there were so many different tentacles and so many people that
Yes.
were involved in this project. Talk about how complicated it was and how much of a success it is to get it done so many years early.
Well, I'd like to think I played a part in this, but certainly there were many that came before me who really deserve the credit for putting this together. I think the biggest thing was when people talk about the growth in Southwest Florida, it's about how do you manage growth, and things are accelerating, as you well know, because you're involved every day. That we got the project done 7 years early, and thank God for that. The thought of this being done, that much early and stuff like that has been very accommodating to the business, especially with all the challenges we've had. So we're happy for that.
And I know you've seen the report that Lee County is one of the top 10 counties, growing counties, and all across the country. And there's so much going on growth-wise in the county and also on the beach. And it's nice to have a main road in one of the busiest areas. But talk about the growth in Lee County and how exciting that is for you guys.
Well, interestingly enough, growth is going on everywhere. It poses challenges with growth, but if we can stay, it's hard just to maintain what you have, but to look forward and to plan accordingly. And we think in terms of housing, we think in terms of commercial, industrial, but some of the things that we don't typically think about are things like the West Energy Plant. That we're going to have to add to that. We're going to have to expand that. We can only go east.
Mm-hmm.
And I talked to my counterparts on the East Coast, and they're doing the same thing, and they're coming west. So I said, I guess we're all going to meet in South Central Florida at some point in time, because we are becoming a bi-coastal, state.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So what's next on the project agenda down here? I know we have the bridge coming up.
Yes. And, it's looking forward to that. A lot of people that really enjoy biking are talking about the ability to, start at the south end, come all the way across. Everybody likes to enjoy the bridge, but when you have fishermen out there and you have other people on the bridge, it's really almost impossible to get through. So now we'll be able to accommodate everybody and do it safely.
Thanks so much, Ray. Thanks for everything.
Yeah,
Thanks for coming out. It's always great to have you on the
thanks
show.
for dialing in the neighborhood here. And, always inviting me down.
All right. Ray Sandelli, everybody, our representative on the Lee County board. He's working on a little sore back there. He ran a 5K, a recent 5K, and that's why his back is a little out of whack there. But it's nice to welcome Ray Murphy, the mayor of Fort Myers Beach, back. Always with the fancy outfits on. And
I don't know about fancy.
Now, first thing, Ray, let's talk about Estero Boulevard and the completion 5 years earlier than expected.
On 5 years earlier than
the 12-year project they originally laid it out. I know sometimes people on the beach felt like it was going on forever, but it really finished early.
Well, that's great. If that in fact is the case, that's great. That's great.
What do you think of the final product?
It's beautiful. What's not to like? It's a great road, great driving road, great sidewalks, bike paths, great drainage. The road is dry now in the summertime. We have to tweak a few side roads now as a result of the water flowing off the boulevard, but we'll get to that with the cooperation of the county. We'll get that done, and so it's a fantastic job, and it's a great day. We're all glad it's done, and now we can't wait for the bridge.
So Larry Kiker was a big part of the entire project. We had Paula on a little while ago, and it's almost everybody that spoke today said something about the role Larry played. How important was that role that Larry played in the beginning when he was still a council member?
Well, it was very important, of course, and I had to acknowledge today that no one else did, that he was in fact a town councilman and a town mayor before he was a county commissioner. So it was his dream while he was here. Of course, he lived here, so he knew the condition of the road like we all did. But when he was elected to the commission, he pursued it, and fought like a dog, and got it done. He was able to convince his fellow commissioners on the board to to get the project going and put it in their 5-year CIP and get it going. And here we are today. So thank God that Larry pursued it the way he did.
A lot of stuff going on in downtown Fort Myers. The Margaritaville's coming along, and the Foot of the Bridge project, and all the other construction. It just continues to grow and improve.
Yeah, there's a lot going on, and of course we have the other projects that the town's going to be doing here that are in progress, and there's just a lot happening. When they tell me the home values are crazy, what they're getting for these homes, well, it doesn't really surprise me because of the way the island looks now and the way all these improvements are being made. We get compliments all the time about the sidewalks and about the bike paths and this and that and everything else. And so it has to push the values up, and it has with a little help from the overall economy and real estate market.
Now, you announced that you're going to run again for another term. What is it that you want to see accomplished in the next 4 years?
Well, I want to finish those projects that we have on board now. And
Bayside Park, Bay Oaks.
Yeah, Bay Oaks, Times Square. Also, somewhere there's going to be a solution to this mooring field business, and we'll figure that out. And there'll be a lot of other things to come up too. I enjoy my service here. I always have, and I think I've done a pretty decent job for the town, and I enjoy it, and I want to continue. So if the good people on the beach will have me again, I'll gladly serve another term, and that could very well be my swan song. We'll see.
Well, thank you so much for coming on.
Okay.
Ray Murphy, everybody.
All right,
I appreciate it,
easy.
Ray. Thank you so much. And we also like to thank Ray Sandelli, who came on, and Steve, who always helps out, and Paula Keiker. And I know what's so funny. I know Ray said that he made good friends with the flagman on the beach, and he's proving that wasn't just something that he said. There is the flagman, late to the show, but he was probably out directing traffic. So a great day for ribbon cutting, a great day to be on Fort Myers Beach, and I appreciate all your help. We were a little worried at the beginning of the show that we would run out of power because we've been sitting here so long. But so Steve scootered back to his house to grab an extension cord. Did not crash the scooter.
Nope.
Made it back, and we didn't need the extension cord.
No, and Cindy's out of town, which is the last time she was out of town is when I did the first one.
I see.
So yeah, I made it.
All right, Steve. Thanks so much for coming on, and we'll see you Saturday morning live at Pete's Time Out from our home base.
Do I get breakfast?
You get breakfast.
All right.
All right.
I'm on.
Thank you all for tuning in, everybody, and we will be back on Saturday morning. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Ray.
Thank you, Ray.